Welcome aboard. Today we're diving into one of the most colorful, romantic, and memorable European river cruises you can take. The Tulip Time Cruise on AmaWaterways' beautiful ship, the AmaVanita. Whether you're considering this cruise or already booked and excited, this presentation will guide you through what to expect each day, the best tips for excursions, what to pack, and how to make the most of your tulip-filled adventure. I'm so excited, my friends. Welcome, welcome. There is magic in the air when spring first whispers across Europe. It doesn't shout, it doesn't rush. It unfolds soft and colorful, like a tulip daring to bloom after a long winter. And that's how this journey began, my friends. Not with noise or fanfare, but with quiet anticipation, the kind that comes from knowing you're about to see something unforgettable. And every day is exciting. Every day feels like 2 or 3 days in one. The AmaVanita Tulip Time River Cruise is more than a vacation. It's an awakening. A floating hotel, yes, but also a vessel that carries you through some of the most poetic landscapes that Netherlands and Belgium have to offer. Fields of tulips painted like Van Gogh's dreams, windmills creaking in the breeze, and cobblestone towns that have stood since before Columbus ever set sail. I wasn't sure what to expect on the cruise. I knew I would expect colors and flowers and to be wined and dined as usual on AmaWaterways, maybe even a few tasty pastries in towns, but I was not prepared for how incredible and beautiful this whole trip would be. How the ship, the staff, the excursions, even the weather seemed perfectly orchestrated to create something timeless. Anytime you go to Europe, you go to the Netherlands, you prepare for rain. This week, my friends, was not that. This is a story of that journey, and I want to share it with you. I'm going to take you through the stateroom. So, my friends, we have already moved into our room, so it is full of our goodies. But since we have been a guest in the past, they gave us this wonderful bottle of red, and then they replenish the water as often as you need, at least every day. But they check on it 3 times a day, so you will never be without. This is our quiet box. They come with little earbuds. And of course, you've got the phone, beautiful artwork, and on the back of the door, they had a robe hanging here when we got in, a couple of robes in the closets. This closet is full of shelves, full of hangers, plenty of rooms to put your suitcases underneath the bed. And we will show you the balcony a little bit later when we're not parked next to another ship. But they do have a table, 2 chairs, very, very nice. We have a balcony. And there are alarm buttons in every room. There's different sockets around the room. If you get a room you don't see the socket, it's actually on close to the ground right behind the bed next to the table. So that is always good to remember. And we'll show you the room when it's nicely set up at some point as well. And plenty of room for all of your personal items. Nice larger shower. We are in cabin number 315. And this is how we make the mirror turn into an open to see out into the room, or fogged over so nobody can see in. All right, and we are all set up to go explore the rest. And there's towel hangers on the back of the door as well. Door automatically shuts. And this is our control for the air conditioner. The air conditioner will not work if the doors are open. And my friends, if you go out on the sliding glass door balcony and fully shut the door, they have been known to shut people out. So be careful you don't lock yourself out of the room. And again, more charge stations everywhere. Lots and lots of closet space. And I do want to show you the refrigerator is connected to the door. So you've got a nice setup here as well. And the computer is a TV, a computer, music radio, all kind of things in one. So that's very, very nice, very, very comfy. I'm excited for our stay. And we're taking a look at the shower setup, bar, soap, and you have your shampoo, conditioner, and body gel. So you are all set up there. You have your controls. And of course your great over the head shower. So it's a nice square shower in room 315. When I first saw the AmaWaterways sitting there in the river, the ship sat low and sleek on the canal. Its modern glass panels and elegant silhouette, a striking contrast to the gabled townhouses just across the river. And to step on board and look around, my friends, boarding was seamless. From the moment I stepped inside, I felt like a hush, like calm, like happy, cozier than that. Warm lighting glowed from sconces. Friendly staff greeted me by name. Yes, they take your picture, and I did find out that they seem to memorize you from the picture and call you by name. And after the first day, they know what you drink. They know what you eat. It's wonderful. A glass of sparkling wine, soon as we got on board, was put in my hand as if summoned by my curiosity. And you've seen my stateroom. Now I want to walk you through a couple of other staterooms and have a chat. My stateroom had a French balcony with floor-to-ceiling windows. I could lay on my bed and watch Amsterdam go by. But before I had time to get too comfortable, after I unpacked, it was time for the welcome briefing and the captain's toast. We met our cruise manager, and soon felt like we were at home, and they were all long-lost relatives. And we're up on the main deck where there is a track. There is wonderful sights of the city, of the river, of the world going by. The swimming pool is nice and large and heated, my friends. And if you pop on in there, they will staff that bar right in front of you. At night, in anticipation of going under low bridges, they had taken down the umbrella coverings, the awning coverings, and you could walk the deck and just marvel at the lights and the city and the noises all around you. Just magnificent. And this building here, my friends, you can take the free ferry over. You can freely go up to the top floor. And if you want to swing out over the open, you can do that for a small fee. And here is the gift shop. Beautiful. So many things to choose from to pamper yourself. And I want to talk about food on AmaWaterways. AmaWaterways is for the foodies, my friends. You will enjoy multi-course dinners in the main dining room every night. You'll meet fellow passengers and have great stories and shared anticipation over the excursions that are still to come, and talk about the great excursions you've already had. The food was exquisite. Tender beef, perfectly roasted vegetables, and endless dessert, my friends. Desserts that tasted like springtime and nostalgia had teamed up in the kitchen and been brought to our tables with smiles and speed. So, my friends, day one was embarkation in Amsterdam, getting to board the ship, getting an overview, the captain's toast, the welcoming briefing, the multi-course dinner, and then, my friends, day two, the anticipation is going to be Amsterdam and the Zan Shants. And morning comes so quick, but I was already awake in anticipation, so excited. The AmaWaterways was docked in Amsterdam, and cool, crisp air, humming with life. There's bicycles everywhere, so you got to be careful of those. So you can always decide when your room is made up and when you want to stay in bed. And the lights when you walk in the room, this one is your main light, and they're all down. Main light, cabin light, and restroom light. Watching the staff get ready to undock and then dock and put out the equipment is always very fascinating to me. It is a great opportunity to have a drink in your hand and just get outside on the top deck, enjoy some beautiful weather, and watch some interesting things. So, my friends, if you haven't commented yet, hit that comment button. I want to know if you've ever been on a river cruise. And there's a coffee and tea station right as you enter the lounge. There's also one in the very back of the ship in the restaurant. So you can feel free to use either of those at any time. And I want to talk a little bit about day two in Amsterdam and Zan Shants. You're going to go outside and board the coach. And for our morning excursion to Zan Shants, a postcard perfect village of windmills, clogs, and heritage. You are going to love this. The ride was about 30 minutes, but the story, your journey is narrated. They give you lots of details as you're traveling on the coach. So make sure you're enjoying it and just absorbing it all in. There's tales of Dutch innovation, how windmills once powered everything from sawmills to mustard production, and how Dutch reclaimed land from the sea, not just once, but continually. And as you're seeing here, this is the breakfast in the lounge, but you can sit down in the main restaurant for a full table service enjoyment. Look at these adorable tulips. I love, 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 love tulip time on the river. Just spectacular. So when you go to Zan Shants, it's almost too beautiful to believe. Real working windmills rise beside green painted wooden houses. Ducks were all around in the canals, and springtime is when you might see the gooselings and the ducklings. The smell of fresh bakery, probably stroop waffles, those warm caramel filled waffle cookies were just floating through the air. They've got this going on. And hey, me! In Zan Shants, you will actually tour a functioning windmill, get to go up in it. You'll hear how it works on the outside, how it works on the inside. It's amazing. You will hear the creak of its giant wooden gears. It's absolutely hypnotic. You could feel history pulsing through the floorboards. Then we watched a clog-making demonstration, wood chips flying, machinery clanking, and a cheerful Dutch craftsman, absolutely incredible, turning a block of poplar tree wood, into something wearable and charming in under 5 minutes. And my friends, in Zan Shants is where you want to buy your souvenirs. Insider tip, buy your souvenirs in Zan Shants. The clogs are cheaper than in central Amsterdam, and they offer personalized engraving while you wait. Afterwards, In Zanchanz, you're going to have free time to wander. You can follow narrow paths along the water, discovering small cheese shop, which was adorable. Gouda, it's aged 2 months, 6 months, 2 years. It's sharper, nuttier, richer, bolder, blended with this, blended with that. I bought a wheel of truffle-infused cheese. Yum! And tucked it into my backpack like a treasure. Maybe a perfect thing for you to do because you're going to be going to Keukenhof Gardens and you might just want to sit down in the tulips and enjoy some cheese and crackers as well. So we were back on board by lunchtime. We enjoyed another delicious meal on the AmaVeneta, and the AmaVeneta set sail down the IJ River. From the lounge windows, we watched the industrial skyline give way to tulip fields just beginning to peak in color. Absolutely incredible. And in the afternoon, I do the gentle walking tour. You can do normal walkers, fast walkers, or gentle. I do the gentle walking tour, gives me ample time to take pictures and video, which hit that subscribe button because I have so much more to show you real quick. And here's the Delft factory. On day 4, we go to the Delft factory. In this Delft factory, it's actually the last remaining factory of the original Delft blue porcelain. It's more than just a store or a factory. It's a legacy you can touch. Our guide has worked there for over 20 years, where they walked us through the courtyard into a warm studio where the air smelled faintly of clay and glaze. We watched live painting demonstrations. An artist with those tiny brush strokes had a really, really great time. And this wasn't mass-produced souvenir work. This was centuries-old artistry passed down like a family recipe. And, of course, we're going to stroll through many, many big cities. So make sure you bring your camera, have plenty of room for photos, and make the most of your time. When you're out and about on town, watch out for bicycles. They are everywhere, and they're happy to run you over. But if you do get tired, I recommend in the city center, you're going to find different companies that can take you around for a wonderful city tour. So get off your feet, enjoy some of the outdoors, and make the most of a grand vacation, my friends.
The same everywhere, but we are the only city with this. This is the Guild of Chocolatiers. We have 23 shops in total in Bruges that are member of the guild. That means
if there's one day that defines the entire Tulip Time cruise, it's probably this day, Keukenhof Gardens. The color is amazing. The ship docked quietly overnight, and we woke near the town of Lisse, Lisse, Lizzie. Our gateway to Keukenhof Gardens, the largest flower park in the world, my friends. It only opens for a few weeks each spring, and the timing of this cruise is like catching a rare celestial alignment. This, my friends, is the day. The air was still chilly when we boarded the bus, but the sky was a painter's blue. Amazing. As we neared Keukenhof, even the roadside fields were alive. Endless rows of tulips, daffodils, hyacinths, all in perfect symmetry. Reds that rivaled strawberries, my friends. Yellows brighter than the sunshine, and complete huge acres and acres of these yellow, beautiful things. Purples, also so deep they look like velvet. And then we entered the park. Keukenhof is not just flowers, it's theater. Each bed is designed like a gallery exhibit. We strolled through winding paths where tulips were planted and spirals, hearts, checkerboards, words. Every turn revealed a new palette, a new excitement, a new emotion. There are over 7 million flowers blooming at Keukenhof Gardens. They also have a windmill. They have winding streams flowing between beds of crocuses and so many different flowers. Sculptures dotted the landscape. Amazing. It was truly, and I want to tell you, climb the windmill earlier. Insider tip. Climb the windmill early. It gives you a panoramic view of the fields before the crowds arrive. It's also the best photo op in the park. It's free. It's included. I think it's $10 to get into the park. And now, my friends, we're looking at the afternoon munchies. I opted for the full table service at each meal. Sometimes breakfast, I got up and got it myself. But overall, I really love that AmaWaterways treats you and spoils you and feeds you right at the tables. And the tulips are all over the ship, my friends. Absolutely beautiful. Everything here is done so well, and they have about 52 to 54 staff. Our cruise had, I believe, 141 guests. There were several rooms with just one person in it. So it's really an excellent opportunity to meet new people, still have plenty of space to be alone if you want to be by yourself. It's just, and the yogurts, my friends, I mixed the white with the strawberry. Oh, perfect. Everything so yummy. And juices, any kind of juice you want, these people have it. It's amazing. Oh, but I did want to tell you more about the Keukenhof Gardens. Insider tip, y'all. Insider tip. Do not buy bulbs here unless you live inside of the EU. Unless you have them shipped to the house. You can have them shipped internationally. They'll do all the paperwork for the shipping. You just don't want to carry it in your luggage. And many different flower places aren't certified for international customs. Keukenhof Gardens is. They will mail it to you. So yes, buy lots of bulbs that they're going to mail. Don't hand take any of them out of the park. Just absolutely love this place. And look at this, desserts, galore. It's overwhelming. Yum. Oh, and I also wanted to mention that when you get back on the Ama Veneta or any of the Ama ships you're traveling on, you're greeted by the crew with warm hand towels that smell delightful, and they usually put a hot lemonade. Believe it or not, it's amazing hot. And they have nightly entertainment. Love these people. Let me show you a couple more staterooms. Good morning, my friends. We are in the suite on the Ama Veneta, which is the same as the Ama Certa, Ama Prima, Ama Reina, Ama Serena, and Ama Sonata. And we have the electric, the lamps, the alarm clocks, the hand lotion on both sides of the bed. So it's very roomy. It can be made into twins, or as you see it here in the King. We've got some beautiful artwork. We have the half balcony. You can step out onto your deck. Nice large television screens, and adorned with beautiful flowers in your room, some snacks, excess counter space, and of course your beautiful balcony. Always set up with 2 chairs and a nice table so you can enjoy your morning coffee, grab your robes out of your closet. Hey me! And of course, the lovely closet space, double. You have umbrellas in all of your rooms. You also have the layout of the ship with the emergency information, so you can have immediate access. Make sure you read that. And when you first come on board, you're going to have a 10-minute video that you'll need to watch up on your screen, giving you all the detail of your onboard safety. You also have access to music, movies, series, sitcoms, all kind of wonderful things. Plenty of sitting space, my friends. And right down the hall, you do have your tea and coffee, but you also have a nice little service here. You have extra blankets. You can wrap yourself up, go out on your balcony or up on the top deck. It does come with some nice slippers. You have a vase for the ladies for their flower, and the safe. The safe is the typical 4-digit code entry. And again, you'll have 2 robes to enjoy. The full-length mirrors in different places are absolutely wonderful. And when we take a look into our restroom, you have the nice square shower. And in the suites, my friends, look at this. In the suites, you have the full tub. So make yourself at home. Enjoy some luxurious spa treatment right in your own room with your double sinks, your cabinetry, your hand lotions, your different frou-frou, and again, like I promised, your extra robe. And you have this shower over the head, plus the hand shower, and a nice rectangular square shower that you're going to have on all of your floors up on the 3rd deck. And again, we are in Suite 301. And every single morning, every single afternoon, they're going to remake your room. So again, my friends, you are traveling in luxury. All right, and good morning, my friends. We are in room 204. We're in a BB category on board the Ama Veneta. And just like the room we just saw, this can be split into twins. It does have the electric on both sides. Now, if you're plugging something in, it's right underneath here on the bottom. So just to let you know where that electric plug is. And again, over here, it's not directly behind it. It's just reach your hand in right here in the bottom. You do have your alarm clocks, your lamps on both sides. When you first come in, there's going to be a nice luggage mat, beautiful artwork, and you have your balcony so you can watch the world go by. Beautiful setting chairs here and your television set. You will have 2 bottles of water in the room when you come. They give you these wonderful gifts, looky. So luggage tags. These are your quiet boxes. Your quiet boxes you're going to want to take with you on each trip. That's going to be your hearing. and your hearing earbuds are in here. You've got your telephone, your electric sockets, extra sockets here. And underneath you do have a refrigerator. You have your bottle opener, your cups, extra extension cord. My friends, this is very important, so go ahead and set that up when you first arrive if you need it. It is in the top left drawer. And again, just extra cabinet space here. You've got your vase, your ice bucket. Ice buckets are at the end of the hall on each floor, and extra drawer space. Over here, we do have the 2 drawers on both sides. And again, we are in cabin 304 in the BP on the AmaVeneta. Same identical as the AmaCerta, AmaPrima, AmaReina, AmaSerena, AmaSonata, and AmaVeneta. So this is a 210 square foot cabin. You do have your restrooms with your extra robe, your towels, your rectangular shower. If you do need a chair inside of the shower, that is available. It's not normally there, but you can definitely request it. And if you ever need more supplies in between your morning and your afternoon, they do have extra right here that is available for you, and of course your hair dryer. And this mirror, my friends, you can turn it to where you can see out, or push the button so you don't. And there we have it, Kevin BB on the AmaVeneta, my friends. And I want to give you another insider tip, my friends. So insider tip, don't skip the lounge activities. They often lead to friendships and funny stories that you're going to remember forever. And as the AmaVeneta continued gently downriver under the stars, I realized I hadn't checked my email or your comments in a couple of days. It was just really, really absorbing you into downtime and vacation. This journey had replaced scrolling with strolling, inboxes with gardens, and deadlines with laughter. You will love this trip. And the spiraling staircase. I just love staircases. So I'm fascinated by them. But yes, you do have the elevator. So you can always take advantage of that. And day 4 is going to be Delft with tiles, canals, beautiful Rotterdam. You're going to have so much fun on this trip. And I do want to let you know another insider tip about the churches. If you're up for the climb, the church towers offer one of the best views in Netherlands. That is especially the new church at Rotterdam. So that is really cool. On a clear day, you can see Rotterdam, The Hague, and the North Sea from the church tower. But I skipped the climb and wandered the market stalls instead and enjoyed the streets. On Thursday, the square fills with vendors selling cheeses, Gouda, herring sandwiches, Delft-style jewelry, antique books, wooden tulip souvenirs. I bought a little hand-painted tile with a windmill on it for €5. And it still is going to be prominent in my kitchen. Try the bitterballen. It is local to the Netherlands. Very, very yummy. You can get it vegetarian. You can get it with meat. Don't ask me how they make it. It's this gooey yumminess inside of a crunchy deep fried crust. It's amazing. So again, you are going to love the trip. I wanted to give you a sample of the menu so you know how we are wined and dined with high-end foods just constantly. And this is the Chef's Table restaurant at the back of the ship. During the day, you can play cards here. You can play games. There's the extra coffee maker I showed.
kitchen
Don't go
they're
into
cooking
the
is
kitchen.
all
It's
open.
probably locked anyway, so you don't need to go in. You can see it all from the
Behind your
glass windows.
door, of course,
But this is
to
an
be
excellent,
watched.
excellent place to take advantage of a full 7-course meal
And
with
a very
wine pairings
intimate
at
dining
every
experience that'll be
at
set up,
every course.
of
It's
course,
just
with
really
tablecloths. You don't eat here
wonderful.
without tablecloths and cloth
So,
napkins.
and
Oh, the
also, I
beautiful
want to
back
give
of
you
the
another
boat.
tip,
Now,
insider
during
tip,
the
insider
day,
tip.
a lot of people
If
do
you
choose to
go
use this
into
area
different
as
places early enough,
their
and usually Ama does
social
want to
venue
try
to
and
play
beat the
games,
crowds,
to play
but allow yourself
different
time to
activities.
just be there, be in front of the paintings. The crowds cycle
beautifully
through
set
quickly. If there's something you really want to
And
see,
we are
be
again
patient.
on the
You will have a
AmaWaterways.
moment alone with Vermeer or whoever your famous painter is, because there is so many things to do on this trip and on these excursions. You are going to have a blast.
And we are in the hair salon. And of course, the hair salon is set up to completely pamper you with a wonderful lady on board that does the hair. We also have a masseuse on board, and they are so incredibly delightful. Hello. When you are looking at getting a room, you have different cabins, styles that you can get. We have found that we don't use half of the room in a suite. We're very, very happy with a typical cabin. And if you look at the BB to the AB, there's not really that much of a difference. We're looking at an AB to a BB. We're looking at 235 to 210 square foot. So you're not going to notice a big difference between a 25 square foot area. And your bed size is the same. So you're looking at the extra chair space really here, my friends. The distance here in the center of the room. And we don't spend that much time in the center of the room. Usually if we're sitting down, we're sitting out on the balcony. And if we're sitting inside, we don't find that we need that much extra room. And they do put 2 chairs side by side here, even though it only shows 1. So again, if we want to sit, we're hand to hand instead of across from a table. That difference in space doesn't make a whole lot of difference. You do still have the rectangular showers here. I want to say that the showers are even larger in the AA through the BB categories than it is in the suite, because in the suite you have that huge bathtub taking up a bunch of space. So if you like to just luxuriously lay in a bathtub, maybe skip out on some evening entertainment or skip out on an excursion, then maybe the suite is right for you. We find ourselves very comfortable in the BB category to the BA category, and today we are traveling in room 315, and that's near the middle of the ship in the AA category on the violin deck. So you will notice as well, you can get different rooms between the 200 and the 300 floor that are not that much difference. When you go down to the first floor, you will find some with a French balcony, some with just the fixed window. So if you don't care about ever sitting outside, you can save a little chunk of change as long as you don't mind the 160, 170 square foot versus the 210 to 235 square foot. So taking a look at where the rooms are again and where everything else is, this is the main restaurant, this is the main lounge. We do spend most of our onboard time between the two of these, or up on the top floor walking around the track, which that floor is not shown here on this page. So again, a lot of amenities. You do have your fitness room, your hair salon, your massage, your chef's table restaurant in the back of the violin deck, as well as the main lounge, the reception, and the gift shop on the first floor. So really, really beautiful ships. Let's take a further look around your ship now.
And my friends, thanks for joining me today. Please hit like, subscribe. I want to have you back on my journey. And I want to give you some final thoughts that you're going to carry home after a trip on AmaWaterways. And the tulip time especially. So long after the tulips have faded, you'll still be carrying something that can't be packed in a suitcase. Maybe it's the quiet thrill of watching centuries-old windmills turn beneath a cloudy sky. Maybe it's a dinner where you laughed until your sides ached with people who just a few days ago were strangers. Or maybe it's the scent of hyacinths, the taste of Gouda, the glow of golden hour over the canals, or the way you finally slowed down and remembered how good life can be when you wander. That's what a river cruise gives you. Not just a vacation, a full reset of your soul, people. And you float from one city to the next, one conversation to the next, one flavor to the next, and somehow you'll find your center again. So go, float, breathe in the tulips, and come back to yourself. Have a great day, my friends. See you soon.